Welcome to Cuzzy Sound. Since my last video where I looked at the possibility of putting the CV input into a allegedly defunct Vox Wah pedal that was donated by a good friend of mine, I have done some more work on that. The early experiments, if you watch the earlier video clip, linked somewhere up here, you'll find that yes, you can easily put CV input in using a Victrola, and yes, it will wah to a CV signal. So, encouraged by that, I took the innards out of the Vox Wah pedal and built them into a synth module. I then built that synth module into my Project 9 modular synth, and there it is, sitting proud in the middle of Project 9. So let's have a closer look and see just what I did to it. This is what the panel looks like when we get close up to it. I did away with the foot switch bypass. Bypass might be useful if I was ever going to play Project 9 live, but at the moment couldn't think of a reason for keeping it. Could always add a switch in if I wanted to. I've kept the original potentiometer, which was attached to the foot pedal, so that gives you the sweep of the wah effect, basically a filter sweep. I've replaced the instrument and amplifier jacks with in and out 3.5 jacks to match the rest of the modular system. And then that's the CV input, which I tested in the previous video. The only difference is in between the CV jack and the Victrola that's attached across the back of the sweep potentiometer, I've added an extra LED. Now the brightness and period of that LED gives me a visual indication of the size and duration of the control voltage that's going into the wah effect. So it's useful to have that visual clue as to what's going on. So that's it, fairly simple really, just an in-out and a control voltage and a sweep control. The power for it now, rather than running off the batteries that were inside the pedal, the power now comes from the power bus which runs through the Project 9 modular system, which obviously is a 9-volt bus, because everything on Project 9 is running on 9 volts. So there we are. The Vox Wah pedal is now assimilated into the Project 9 modular system. But the whole point of doing this is to get a usable effect. So what does it sound like? Before we hear what it sounds like, I'll just talk you through what I've got wired up here on the modular. So the sound source is the 555 VCO switched to a triangle wave output. The output from the 555 goes into a Victrola VCA. The Victrola VCA is triggered from an envelope generator. The output from the Victrola goes into the input on the Vox Wah, and the output from the Vox Wah is going up to a small amplifier at the top that's just driving some speakers just so we can hear what's happening. The CV input on the 555 is being driven from the beat step sequencer. The beat step sequencer gate output is also driving the envelope that's attached to the Victrola VCA that the 555 is going through. The CV input on the Vox Wah comes from the second envelope generator, and when I come to do the demonstration, the gate to trigger the second envelope generator is coming from, you can't quite see it, it's just off the edge of the screen here, but I've got just get it in shot. There's a baby 8 sequencer which isn't switched on yet. So where it stands at the moment, we've got the beat step sequencer driving the 555, and the output is going through the Vox. So let's turn up the volume. At the moment there's no CV control on the wah, so we're just using the straight effect. So I can now manually drive the sweep control. A little bit more sustain on the oscillator. I said sustain, it's actually release, that control. So yeah, you can have a lot of fun driving it manually. But what happens when we start to trigger the wah with the CV? So if I switch the Baby 8 on, I'm just using a gate output on the Baby 8, but it allows me to use a different clock. You can see from the LED that it's a fairly low clock rate at the moment. I can change the sweep range by moving the sweep control. Of course, I'm now, the CV going into the Vox Wah is coming from the second envelope. So I can shape the CV with the envelope. Of course, one of the other things we can do I can use the same trigger. So if I take the gate from there, put it into there, and then I split. What I'm doing now, I'm splitting the gate signal from the big step so the trigger on the wah now is timed to the trigger on the Vactrol VCA attached to the VCO. You can see I've lost the CV signal there. So, lots of fun to be had with a modularized Vox Wah pedal.